BL Fairy Tales, where love knows no boundaries.
It's been a while since I last watched and finished a Thai BL series from GMMTV. I believe the last one was Be My Favorite, 2023, starring Chris Tingon. I actually left off at episode 10 right when they had a sex scene. I still haven't finished watching it as of this recording, despite only having 2 episodes left. Anyway, in this video, I'll be sharing my thoughts on the most recent BL drama I've completed, starring first Kaodong and Jungdunk. Interestingly, I haven't seen their other dramas where they play main leads except for Kaodong, whom I first watched opposite Pod in Tunhan Kanlati during the COVID pandemic era. Disclaimer, spoiler alert. I know this series has been out for a while, but I still wanted to share my thoughts on it. If you haven't watched it yet and want to avoid spoilers, consider this your warning. That being said, let's dive into my review. The story follows Kant, played by First, a tattoo artist turned police informant, as he tracks 2 gunman brothers, Bison, played by Kaoton, and Fidel, played by Jung. The brothers operate a burger joint as a front for their real work. Kant keeps a close watch on Bison, whom he hasn't been able to forget since their one-night stand, and tries to persuade him into revealing information. However, his attempts are constantly blocked by Bison's intimidating and protective older brother, Fidel. In response, Kant hires someone to take Fidel on. To get closer to Fidel, he challenged his mechanic best friend, Style, played by Dunk, to seduce him. Coincidentally, Fidel and Style had already crossed paths before after crashing into each other's cars, getting into an argument, and eventually, Style fixing Fidel's car. Kant promises Style his vintage car, the one Style has been eyeing, if he can win Fidel's heart. Meanwhile, Kant is promised a clean criminal record by the police if his mission succeeds, giving him a chance to start fresh. The concept of feared assassins running a burger diner while navigating romance was intriguing, but did the execution live up to the premise? First and Kaotong deliver solid performances with undeniable chemistry. In contrast, Dunk and Jung's performances were natural, but I found Dunk especially captivating as Style. His comedic timing and expressive acting were incredibly effective, and on top of that, his flawless skin and smooth, hairless underarms were highlighted so many times in the show that it practically became part of the plot. It's clear they showcased it to appeal to a broader gay audience, so what more can I ask for? Style's persistence in pursuing Fidel and trying to make him fall for him was very hilarious. I also love that Jung and Dunk are almost the same height, making them seem, versa. It's my first time watching Dunk in a series, and I have to say, I'm drawn to him now. Instant fan here. Jung was equally captivating, and his scenes with Dunk were so entertaining. Their chemistry was chef's kiss. I'm officially shipping their love team. That said, when it comes to believability, I think the series fell a bit short. The so-called gunmen weren't all that intimidating. Jung's portrayal of Fidel was strong, adding depth and relatability to the character, but there were moments where he seemed to break character, like when he danced in the club, looking more like a Magic Mike performer or a party host than a feared assassin. Don't get me wrong, though, he absolutely slayed that dance. He was too hot. The same goes for the scene where Fidel and Style went from holding a gay couple at gunpoint to suddenly officiating their wedding. Also, seriously? Kant sent his best friend, Style, to mess with a gunman without telling him the truth or even warning him? Does he even care? There was a very real chance that Fidel could have killed Style. While these scenes were entertaining, they felt out of place and disrupted the overall tone of the story. Also, a noticeable plot hole was when the much-anticipated betrayal, both Kant and Style's deception of Bison and Fidel, as well as Mother Lily's betrayal, felt rushed. It didn't make sense for Mother Lily to order the assassins to kill her former boss when she knew he could expose her betrayal to the gunman brothers. The conflicts were resolved too quickly, failing to leave a lasting emotional impact. Additionally, the brothers' surrender to the police and their 5-year imprisonment felt unnecessary. I wish the series had delved deeper into Mother Lily's backstory, how she took care of Fidel, Bison, and Keen and trained them to become assassins. There were brief glimpses of it, but I wanted more depth and exploration of her influence on their lives. It would have also been interesting to explore more of Fidel and Bison's relationships with their parents, especially considering the tragic twist that Mother Lily was responsible for their deaths. exploring their childhood memories, the bond they shared with their parents, and how their loss shaped their personalities and motivations could have added more emotional depth to the story. Understanding how they cope with the loss, whether through grief, vengeance, or misguided loyalty to Mother Lily, could have made their character arcs more compelling. Did they ever suspect the truth? How did they view Mother Lily before and after discovering her betrayal? Answering these questions could have provided richer storytelling, making their eventual confrontation with her even more impactful. However, despite these flaws, I still really enjoyed the overall vibe of the series. One standout element of the Heartkillers was its impressive costume design. Each character's wardrobe was carefully curated to reflect their personality and role in the story. Kanseji, tattooed look with casual yet stylish outfits emphasized his rebellious nature and street-smart persona. Bison's outfits are surprisingly fashionable and youthful, despite his role as an assassin. Fidel, as a gunman, sported darker, more rugged attire, reinforcing his dangerous yet mysterious aura. Styles' trendy and bold outfits perfectly matched his playful and flirtatious personality, making him stand out in every scene. The attention to detail in these costume choices helped enhance the characters' individuality and made their portrayals feel more authentic. Visually, The Heartkillers is stunning. The cinematography captures both the grittiness of the crime world and the sensuality of the romance, balancing action and intimate moments seamlessly. The set design adds depth to the story, with locations like the American-style burger diner providing a striking contrast to the characters' secretive and dangerous lives. Meanwhile, the color grading enhances the overall aesthetic, with warm, moody tones giving the series a sleek, polished look. Every frame feels intentional, making the visual experience just as engaging as the storyline. Overall, The Heartkillers is a solid series that delivers an entertaining mix of action, romance, and comedy. One of its strongest aspects is the undeniable chemistry between the main leads. As this was my first time watching their pairings, I was pleasantly surprised by how well they complemented each other on screen. Their interactions felt natural and engaging, making their relationships even more compelling to watch. What also caught me off guard was how bold the actors were in their intimate scenes. From numerous passionate kisses and BDSM play with nipple clamps, to confidently showing off their physiques, they fully committed to their roles, adding an extra layer of realism to the romance. These moments, while steamy, also helped convey the depth of their characters' relationships. The storyline itself had great potential, offering an exciting premise that blended crime, deception, and love. However, its execution fell a bit short, with rushed conflicts, underdeveloped character arcs, and occasional plot holes that left certain aspects feeling incomplete. A more polished narrative with better pacing and deeper exploration of the characters' backstories could have elevated the series even further. Despite its flaws, The Heartkillers is an enjoyable watch, thanks to its engaging performances, stunning visuals, and fun, immersive vibe, which is why I breezed through it in no time. What about you guys? What are your thoughts on this BL series? Share your opinions in the comments.